Hi friends, in previous class we have seen about shopping ads. We also seen how to create an account in Google Merchant Center, what all things we need in order to run these shopping ads and all, how to link up our Google Ads account with Google Merchant Center, what is the use of this Google Merchant Center in order to run these shopping ads and all we have seen. So in today's class, we are going to learn about GCLID, auto tagging, and Google Ads bidding strategies. There are various bidding strategies in Google Ads. We'll be seeing about all those. Okay, so let's start with GCLID. What is this GCLID? Okay, it is also known as Google Click ID or Google Click Identifier. Google Click ID or Google Click Identifier. What is this? Yes. So it is a unique tracking parameter that Google uses to transfer our information between our Google Ads account and our Google Analytics account. Okay, it is a unique tracking parameter. It is useful to track. Okay, for the sake of tracking, we'll use this Google Click ID or Google Click Identifier. It is a parameter provided by Google only. So it transfers the information between our Google Ads account and our Google Analytics account. What is this Google Analytics account? We'll be seeing in future classes. Okay, in simple, a Google Analytics account, with the help of that, we can know what all things are happening on our website, who came to our website, how much time they are spending on our website, currently how many visitors are there on our website. Like this, we can know about various things. Okay, with the help of this Google Analytics account. In simple, this Google Click ID is unique parameter. Okay, it is used by Google. This unique parameter, this unique tracking parameter is used by Google. Tracking parameter. Okay, this is used by Google to transfer the information between our Google Ads account and Google Analytics account. Okay, so this GCLID length will be at max of 100 characters. Its length is almost about 100 characters. Okay, so GCLID tracks conversion of post click. Okay, it after any user clicks on our ad. Okay, they'll be redirected to our website. Obviously, after going to our website, what they will do, like that, it will track each and everything. This GCLID, which is a unique tracking parameter, will track each and everything post click. Post click means after clicking on our ad, what they are doing in our website and all, it will be tracking. So it will track like number of visitors came to our page by clicking on our ad, and the time they spent on our page, what is the bounce rate. Okay, it also tracks offline conversions. We have seen about offline conversions also. What is meant by that offline conversion and all. Okay, what is this bounce rate? Bounce rate means, so we'll be seeing about it in detail in case of Google Analytics. In simple, so bounce rate means how many people came to our website and uh, how much time they spent and when they left our website. Let's think that a person came to our website. His name is A. A person named A came to our website and he didn't spend at least 3 to 4 seconds on our website. Okay, he left very early. So this is known as bounce rate. He didn't gone through any other pages of our website. He didn't interact with any of the content in our website. Okay, he left our website immediately after visiting our site. This is known as bounce rate. Okay, with the help of this Google Click ID or unique tracking parameter, after clicking, okay, after we can know what things are happening after clicking on our ad. After people click on our ad, what they are performing on our website. Like that, we can also track offline conversions. Like, okay, so I've seen, mm, for example, let's consider A. He has seen our ad. He came to our website. Okay, he filled our form. But the thing is, he went directly to our physical store and he bought our product directly without making an online payment. Okay, here also he came to our store and he bought our product because he seen our ad, because of our ad itself, but he made an offline, purchase. That's why it is known as offline conversion. Like this, with the help of GCLID, we can know what things are happening, what people are doing on our website after clicking on our ad and all. Okay, so how this is possible? This is possible with the help of auto tagging. Okay, so this is a feature provided by Google Ads account itself. This is also known as URL auto tagging. What is this URL auto tag? Okay, so when this is turned on, okay, when this auto tagging feature is turned on in Google Ads, okay, so when someone clicks on our ad, Google automatically appends a unique GCLID parameter to your destination URL. Okay, so when we turn on this auto tagging feature in Google Ads, okay, so then automatically Google appends this GCLID parameter, this unique tracking parameter, to their URL. For example, let's think that our URL is www.dgready.in. Okay, so when someone let's think that we enable this auto tagging feature in our Google Ads. Then what this thing will do is, when someone clicks on our ad, then automatically they'll be redirected to this particular URL. Then as the auto tagging feature is enabled, okay, it will append unique parameter called GCLID. GCLID equal to some, like this. Okay, I can't say that this will be same based on the person. For each and every person, for each and every visitor, this parameter will change. Okay, like this it may last up to 100 characters, but you can see that this is GCLID, like that you can see. Okay, in this way, with the help of this auto tagging feature provided by Google Ads, we can append this GCLID parameter to our URL, so that we can track each and every person who comes to our website by clicking our ad. Then we can know what they are performing on our website and all. Okay, is it clear till now? What is this GCLID? What is this auto tagging and all? Right, let's see how to enable this auto tagging. So go to your Google Ads, then on the left side, go to settings and then account settings. So in case of account settings, you can see a option called auto tagging. By default, it is yes. If it is unchecked, please check it. See, tag the URL that people click through from my ad. So what will happen? This automatically adds a parameter to your URL to help you track offline conversions and report on performance in Google Analytics. We can see all the data in Google Analytics. What after coming to our website, what they did and all, we can see all this data in Google Analytics. Okay, so as GCLID parameter tracks everything and it sends the information of Google Ads to Google Analytics, you can see everything, what all things people are doing on our website by after clicking on our ad. Okay, in Google Analytics, you can see all those things. Okay, this is how we can enable auto tagging. If we enable auto tagging, then automatically whoever clicks on our ad, okay, they'll be navigated to our website. Then our website URL will be, okay, see here it is OCID. Like this, in simple way, it will tag add an extra parameter called GCLID. Okay, like this, an extra parameter will be added, which is known as GCLID. With the help of it, we can track whatever things people are doing on our website. Clear? Any doubts regarding this thing?
No, ma'am. No doubts.
Thank you. So next we'll be going for bidding strategies. Okay, what all bidding strategies we have in Google Ads and all. Let's go for that. Okay, so these are all various bidding strategies we have. Okay, so Google Ads consists of different types of bidding strategies. We need to select them properly according to our campaign. Please remember that we need to select them according to our campaign. So depending upon our campaign targeting, and we should also consider on what thing we are focusing with. If you are focusing on clicks, or if we are whether we are focusing on impressions, whether we are focusing on conversions or views, okay, based on the campaign targeting. And also you should consider what thing we are focusing on. Based on that, we have to choose proper bidding strategy that suits the best. Okay, so please remember, so based on your campaign targeting, based on the campaign you choose, and based on the thing what you're focusing on. So some members might be focusing on getting clicks, some members might be focusing on getting more impressions so that they can create brand awareness. Someone's maybe interested in getting conversions done. Okay, some may be interested on getting views, video views. So based on your thinking, based on the thing what you focus on, you should choose the bidding strategy. So you should choose the best bidding strategy, right? So these are all various Google Ads bidding strategies. So they are divided like this. Okay, so focus on conversions, focus on impressions, focus on clicks, and focus on views. Like this they are divided into 4 categories. Okay, let's see about them in detail. So some you might have seen already. So let's go for the first one. Okay, target CPA. Okay, target CPA, or we can also call it as target cost per action or cost per acquisition. Okay, so we can use this target CPA in order to increase conversions. If you are focusing on conversions, okay, then you can go for this target CPA. So we can use this target CPA in order to increase conversions while targeting a specific cost per action. Here, everyone will be focusing on conversion. Okay, so for one website, it might be purchasing a product. For another, it might be it might be downloading a brochure. For another person, it might be filling their form like such. So in order to increase our conversions, we can go with this target CP. Right. Next thing is target ROAS. ROAS means a return on ad spend. Okay. So it is a measurement of how much amount you will be receiving for every amount you spend on advertising. Okay. Another thing you have to remember is this is automated bidding strategy. Okay, which means we'll be giving money to Google only will decide how much to spend and all. Okay, this is an automated bidding strategy like manual CPC and maximize clicks. Okay, in case of manual CPC, we'll only be giving daily budget, we'll only be defining bid amount, right? How much I want to spend on every click, like that. But in case of maximize clicks, it is an automated bidding strategy where we'll be defining only daily budget. We'll not be defining uh, bid amount, that how much I'll be spending on click, each and every click, like that. We'll be leaving it to Google itself in order to get more clicks. In the same way, here also it is an automated bidding strategy. Here, okay, it is like a measurement. Okay, so how much amount we spend on Google Ads versus how much amount we get in return. We okay, how much amount we earned in return. This is known as return on ad spend. Okay, the name itself says. So it is defined by a formula like revenue by ad spent into 100. So this is the formula. Here we have to see, okay, it will calculate like, okay, how much we spent on advertising and in return how much we got from those advertising, right? So for example, let's think that we spent 100 rupees on advertising. Okay, then in return through ads how much we got in return. Okay, let's think that we got 1,000 rupees through that advertising, 1,000 rupees benefit or 1,000 rupees profit from those ads. Like that it will calculate. Okay, this is the formula of that. And another thing is, in order to select this ROAS, okay, this type of bidding strategy, our campaign must have at least 20 conversions in last 45 days. Okay, so in the past 45 days, our campaign must have at least 20 conversions. This is the rule, otherwise we can't use this thing. So we can see all these bidding strategies while creating a campaign, or else you can go for tools, Then we can go for bidding strategies under shared library. If you click here, you can see all these things. These are all various bidding strategies. Target ROAS. Okay, so in order to choose this all these things, in order to choose this bidding strategy, our campaign must have at least 20 conversions in past 45 days, or else you can see them while creating a campaign also. So I'll choose some campaign. Here, okay, here you can see various things: conversion value, clicks, impression, share. Okay, like this you can see here various automated, these are all automated bidding strategies: target CPA, target ROAS, maximize clicks. Okay, before that you have seen all manual. Okay, these are all manual things. Okay, so like this you can see various bidding strategies. Right now we are under target ROAS. Okay, so or else in simple way you can send, we can say like total revenue means total amount you spent on ads versus, sorry, total revenue means total amount you got by cost of advertising, how much you incurred. Okay, how much you spent on advertising. Okay, this is known as return on ad spend. Again I'll repeat, so how much amount you'll be receiving, okay, for every amount you spend on advertising, how much amount you spend for advertising, and return how much you got from those advertising. It's known as return on ad spend. You can also see about ROI. This is not a bidding strategy, but you might be hearing about it. So this is ROI. ROI means
Return
return
of
on,
investment.
yes, return on investment. What is the difference between this ROI and ROAS? You might be asked in an interview like such. Okay. So in case of ROAS, we'll be taking into account only the money you spent on advertising. Here, we'll calculate only the money we spent on advertising. But in case of ROI, okay, we take into account everything what we spent. Like we take into account company's profit margin. We take into account the company's cost, how much it spent on goods for buying goods like such, how much cost it incurred on manufacturing, cost for shipping or deliveries, cost of operations. The entire cost will be taken into account. The total investment we spent on that goods in order to get them manufactured, in order to get them delivered, in order to maintain them, in order to give salaries to employees, everything will take into account in case of return on investment. Okay, but in case of ROAs, we'll simply consider the amount or the money we spent on ads versus how much amount we made from those money spent on ads. Okay, so we'll take into consideration only what we spent on ads, but in case of ROI, we take into account every expenditure. Okay, so here the formula is like this: ROI, revenue minus cost of goods sold by cost of goods sold. Okay, this is the formula. So again I'm repeating, in case of ROAS, we'll be taking into account how much money we spent on advertising and how much money we made from the money we spent on these Google ads. That is the thing we take into consideration. In case of ROI, we take into consideration everything. Okay, like how much we spent on manufacturing of goods, how much we spent on the delivery, how much we spent on maintaining all those things and all. We will be considering everything, and again we'll be taking into account from those expenditure how much we earned. Okay, total return, total investment we spent, and total profits we got from that. This is known as ROI. This is not a bidding strategy. I'm just explaining for your better understanding. That's it. Okay, let's go for next bidding strategy. Okay, next one is maximize conversions. Okay, what is this maximize conversions? So, in case of shopping ads, you might have seen these two things. Yesterday, you might have seen maximize conversions and maximize conversion value. What is the difference? I'd say. Maximize conversions. It is also a automated bidding strategy. Here it automatically sets bids to help to get most conversions per your campaign. Okay, so it helps us to get maximum conversions done. Okay, while spending your budget, you might you'll be able to keep your daily budget here also, but the thing is here it will try to get more and more conversions done from your campaign. Okay, so here in order to run this maximize conversions, we need to set up conversion tracking on our website. Okay, understood. So here it is an automated bidding strategy. Here Google tries to get maximum conversions done. Right, what is the maximize conversions value? What is this? So in case of maximize conversion value, we try to increase the conversion value. Okay, so let me give an example. In case of maximize conversions, Google tries to get maximum conversions done. Means they have to buy more and more products. Like that, Google will try. In case of maximize conversions value, okay, let's think that we spend some 500 rupees on Google Ads. Okay, so Google will try to maximize this amount. It will try to get maximum 500 too. Okay, you might have spent some 500 rupees like such, right? So it will try to increase this value what you spend. It will try to get more and more value for you, means more and more amount. Like that, it will try to get more and more conversion value. It tries to increase their conversion value. Okay, so we define the value that we want to maximize. Here we can define the value what we want to maximize, such as whether we want to maximize the sales, whether we want to maximize our profit margins, whether we want to maximize our revenue. Okay, so when we set up conversion tracking for our account, okay, so we have to set up conversion tracking for our account in order to run these two things. Okay, so here in case of conversion value, you can give a value to Google. I want to uh, get maximum things on this particular thing, then Google will try to get maximum value for this. Okay, so that is the difference between maximize conversions and maximize conversion value. If you specify a particular value, Google will try to maximize that thing only, but in case of conversions, it will try to get more conversions done. Means it will reach more people in order to make more conversions, like more filling of forms, more sign-ups, more purchasing of products, like that. But in case of in case of conversion value, it will try to increase your value, conversion value for specific thing, for thing you specify. Right. So next thing is ECPC. ECPC means enhanced cost per click. Enhanced cost per click is known as ECPC. You might also see this. Okay, you might also see this. So what is this enhanced CPC? It helps you to get more conversions by automatically adjusting your manual bids. This is also a automated bidding strategy. Okay, here it helps you to get more conversions by automatically adjusting our bids. Okay, our manual bids. If we choose this enhanced CPC, okay, Google will automatically adjust our bids based on the amount the competitors are keeping, like that. Okay, let's think that there is a competitor A and the B is you. Okay, B is us. So A is keeping some 100 rupees. Okay, then it will automatically sets our bid to 101 like such. So if it is if he is keeping 40 rupees, okay, then it will automatically decrease our bid amount to 42 rupees. From 101 to, it will take that bid amount to 42 rupees, like that. Google will automatically increase our bids or decrease our bids. Okay, it will adjust our bids automatically in order to get more conversions done. Okay, this is also an automated bidding strategy. ECPC, which is also known as enhanced CPC. Okay, so any doubts in them?
No, ma'am. No doubts.
Right. So enhanced CPC you might not see here. So, but you might see here. Sometimes here in this section you might see it sometimes. Next, let's go for focus on clicks. You have seen about both these things, manual CPC and maximize clicks. Okay, so If you are focusing on gaining more clicks in order to generate traffic to your website, then it is the best way to choose cost per click bidding strategies. Okay, first one is manual CPC bidding. Okay, here in case of manual CPC bidding, okay, we can only define bids for each ad group in our campaign. We have seen it. Okay, so we'll only define daily budget. We'll only define bid amount, means how much amount we want to spend on each click. Okay, for each ad group we'll be defining. This is known as manual bidding strategy, cost per click. That is why it is known as manual CPC bidding. Okay, so what is this maximize clicks? Again, maximize clicks is an automated bidding strategy. Okay, and it is the simplest way to bid for clicks. Okay, here we'll set a daily budget, and the Google Ads system only will automatically manage your bids in order to bring you the most clicks that are possible within your budget. Again, I'm saying, if your budget is within 1,000 rupees, then within 1,000 rupees itself it will try to get maximum clicks. If someone is clipping 2,000 rupees, your competitor is keeping 2,000 rupees, you can't compete with them anyway. Okay, so within your budget itself, Google Ads will automatically manage your bids or bid amounts in order to bring you the most clicks, possible clicks. Okay, this is known as maximize clicks bidding strategy. Next one is focus on impressions. Impressions means on websites or on other platforms might be seen display of ads. Okay, so first one is TSPL, means target search page location. Okay, in this bidding strategy, Google will automatically adjust our bids to always show our ads. Okay, either on first page of search results or at the top of the page. Means top of the page means 1 to 4. Again, I'll say. So here in case of this target search page location bidding strategy, okay, Google will automatically adjust our bids, okay, in order to show our ads either on first page of search results. Search results means SERP here, or our ad will pakka display at the top of the page. Means 1 to 4, first 1 to 4 ads. It is better, right? Yes. Okay. So I'll say in detail. If you go for any SERP page, okay, search for something. Okay, if you see this, then if you choose a bidding strategy like target search page location, so here Google will spend your bids, adjust your bids in such a way that your ad will be displayed on either on the first page of search results, here your ad will display, or on the top of the page, means on the first 4 results itself, your ad will display for sure. If you choose this target search page location bidding strategy, than going for other bidding strategies, it is better, I think. Okay, that is the thing, or the advantage with the target search page location bidding strategy. Next thing is target outranking share. What is this? So in this target outranking share, okay, it is another automated bidding strategy. It is a best bidding tactic to perfectly target our competitor on Google Ads. We can target our competitor on Google Ads. Okay, so here we can choose a specific website or competitor that you want to outrank. Here, so what Google will do is, okay, so when your ads and your competitor ads both are displayed, okay, then Google will automatically increase your bids to outrank others ads, means your competitor ads. Okay, let's think that you gave a website name, okay, you gave your competitor's website name to Google Ads. Then what Google Ads will do is, so when both of your ads are displaying, so when this is your competitor, let's think that this is your competitor and this is you, so when both of your ads are displaying on SERP, then what Google will do is automatically it will increase your bid amount and it will make you display on the top. Okay, that's how we can outrank your competitor. Okay, so Google will also show your ads when your competitor is not showing up. Okay, so it will show you when your competitor is also not showing up. But the thing here is, in order to outrank your competitor, so what Google will do is it will automatically increase your bids when both of your ads are displaying on SCRP, so that you can get displayed on top of your competitor. It is the best tactic uh, in order to outrank your competitor. Understood about these two things? Target search page location and target outranking share.
Yeah.
Yes. So if you see, but the thing is, your target outranking share is not there. Okay. Before this, target impression share also was not there, but Google removed them recently. So let me show you. So again, it took it, I think, from target search page location and outranking share to target impression share. Okay. So again, it brought, I think. So before it removed this both of these bidding strategies. Why? Because directly you can display your ad on top of search results, and also here in this place here you can outrank your competitor directly by displaying, by giving their website name like such. Before it removed here. Strategies starting in late June, advertisers will no longer be able to add new target search page location or target outranking share bid strategies. Okay, so later this year, existing campaigns will automatically be migrated to target impression share strategy. Okay, so target impression share. See, you cannot see these both bidding strategies, target search page location and target outranking share. You cannot see. If someone might have used them earlier, might they might be running ads based on these bidding strategies after that particular June, like such, I think past June, last June, I think, or this June, I think. Okay, so after this year June, automatically all the bidding strategies will shift to target impression share bidding strategy. Google brought this new update. Okay, so May 28th, 2019 it gave this, and this June it came into implementation, I think. Okay, in this way it removed both this target impression share and sorry, target search page location and target outranking share bidding strategies. Okay, so these two strategies we can't use, but better to know about them. Next thing is CPM. So we know about it, cost per mile or cost per thousand impressions. Okay, so here we'll pay based on the number of impressions that you receive on Google Display Network websites or YouTube, whatever it may. Here we'll pay Google based on number of times our ads are shown. Like for 1,000 impressions, we'll be paying Google. Okay, and it is not used on search network, it is used in display network campaign and all. We'll know about it. Okay, so next thing is a viewable CPM. What is this viewable CPM and CPM? What is the difference? Let's Okay, it is a viewable CPM is a manual bidding strategy. Okay, you can use it if your ads are designed to increase awareness. Okay, if you are going for brand awareness, then it is the best way to use. Okay, so it is not good for getting clicks, guys. It is good for creating brand awareness. Okay, here also we pay for each 1,000 viewable ad impressions. Here also we'll pay for every 1,000 impressions, we'll pay Google. So what is the difference between the CPM and viewable CPM? So let me go for some website. So if you go to this website might be having many ads, right? If you scroll down, you can see them, right? So if you choose a bidding strategy like CPM, whether the viewer views your ad or not, if he reaches that page, Google will charge this each and every ad to make a payment as it gave one impression. Though he didn't see your ad, as the page loaded, the Google considered that viewer has seen your ad like such. Okay, in case of CPM, but in case of viewable CPM, the viewer has to scroll down and then he has to see your ad. Then only Google will charge. So below also there might be many ads. Okay, so after he scrolls down and after he sees that particular ad, then only Google will charge in case of viewable CPM. But in case of CPM, okay, whether he sees the ad or not, as the page loaded, every advertiser in this page should pay to Google. Understood? What is the difference between CPM and viewable CPM? Okay. Next thing is focus on views or interactions, which means so this is mainly meant for video ads only. Okay, focus on views where we get views in case of video ads, right? So cost per view, we have seen this, which means bidding strategy. It is restricted for video advertising only. Okay, so when someone views your ad, then Google will charge us. Okay, so Google will charge us when someone views our ad. This is known as cost per view. Okay, so they should either interact with your video ad, or they must view your ad without skipping it. And again, it is based on different video formats, right? If it is a bumper ad, there is no skippable thing. If it is some discovery ads or if some skippable in-stream ads, we can skip them. Okay, again, based on the various video ad formats, Google will charge us. Okay, next thing is target impression share. What is this target impression share? Okay, so it mainly focuses on brand awareness, and it helps us to reach as many people as possible. Okay, so in case of target impression share, okay, so if you want to dominate impressions for a specific keyword searches, then you can go for this target impression share. Let me give an example. For example, let's think that our keyword is basketball shoes like that. Okay, let's think that our keyword is basketball shoes. And if anyone searches for this keyword, our ad should appear compulsorily. It is our aim. Then we can go for this target impression share. Okay, you can ensure your ads will show up 100% of the time by selecting this target impression share for this particular keyword. Okay, if anyone searches for this particular keyword, your ad will appear compulsorily. For sure your ad will appear. Okay, so if you want to dominate impressions for a specific keyword searches, okay, if you want to show your ads for a specific keyword all the time, then you can go for this target impression share. Okay, understood guys? Any doubts about this thing? So in case of other things, we'll be giving multiple keywords and we ask Google to show our ads. And based on our bidding and all, based on our competitors' bidding and all, Google will decide whether to show our ad or not. But in case of target impression share, we'll specify some bid amount and we'll say Google that our ad should appear for this particular keyword if someone searches for it like that. This is about target impression share. Any doubts? Let me go to my thing. Okay, I have run some ads. I'll show you after running ads how you'll get a report and all. I'll show you now. So choose the campaign to which you have run ads. After you run ads, so go for auction insights on the left hand side. So here you can see your results after running your ads. Okay. So in case of auction insights, so I spent rupees 500 per day. Okay, so here you can see impression share. Okay, impression share means it is the number of impressions you received divided by the estimated number of impressions you are eligible to receive. Okay, so total number of impressions you got. You is you. Suleka.com, Good, Matrimony Bazaar, all these things are your competitors. So Google will show you, okay, your competitors things also. Impression share means how many times you got displayed, means your ad got displayed towards actually how many times your ad should get displayed. I'll say so means so how many times your ad got displayed? For example, it got displayed for 1,000 times, but actually your ad should display for 500 times only. Why? Because so it might have displayed for some uh, irrelevant keywords also. Okay, then it might got more impressions, but there is no need to display for irrelevant keywords. There is a waste of money like such, right? So that's why you have to check your keywords. You have to go for your search terms. I have said, right? And before I have said you have to go for search terms. Okay, then you have to check for what keywords your ad got displayed. Okay, then you have to add negative keywords so that in future your ad will not get displayed for irrelevant keywords. You have to take care of that thing. Okay, let me go back. So this is about impression share. So you have to take care that your ad will get displayed to exact and relevant keywords only. So that is about impression share. You can also see sulekha.com. This thing is on top of you. You are in second place. It is good, I think, because sulekha.com is an old website and it has a good reputation and quality score also when compared to me, I think. Okay, so obviously it will be on top place. Okay, it is good to see me in second place. Amazon is also in some other place, right? So next we go for overlap rate. Overlap rate is how often another's advertiser's ad received an impression in the same auction that your ad also received an impression. Means, so here how many times your ad and your competitor's ad received an impression at the same time. This is known as overlap rate. Overlap means how many times your ad and your competitor's ad both the display to the visitor. So along with you, 42.91% of time Sulekha.com ad also got displayed. So 31% time this wellbegood.com ad also displayed. So like this you can compare how many times your ad and your competitor's ad overlapped. Right. Next thing is positive above rate. Sorry, position above rate. Okay. How often another advertiser's ad in the same auction shows in a higher position than your own. Okay, so here let's think that both your ad and your competitors ad got displayed. So both of your ads are getting displayed. In such case, how many times your competitor ad got displayed in higher position than your ad? This is known as position above rate. The name itself says position above rate. Above rate. So 81 percentage of times, okay, uh, Sulekha.com's ad got displayed on top of me. Okay, which means Sulekha.com ad, when Sulekha.com and my ad got displayed, okay, at the same time, then 81% of time Sulekha ad was on top of me. It is in higher position when compared to me. When I'm in second position, it was in first position, like that. Okay, like that. In the same way, you can also compare 60% of times it is on the top. So again, based on the keywords, it will differ. For some keywords, it might be on top. For some keywords, they might be on top. Okay, it will differ based on the bid amount also. Okay, so next thing is top of page rate. So it is how often your ad was shown at the top of the page in search results, or the ad of another advertiser, depending on which. Okay, so was shown at the top of page in search results. Top of page means here. So how many times your ad was in these first four results? Obviously we have seen that on SERP, in the top of SERP you can have at max 0 to 4 ads. Okay, in total SERP page we can have at max 0 to 7 ads, right? So in the top of the page, okay, how many times your ad got displayed? Okay, that is known as I got 60% of the times. Next thing is absolute top of page rate. Absolute top of page rate means first position. How many times your ad got displayed on the first position? So means here. So in the first position. So your ad, how many times your ad got displayed in the first position? This is known as absolute top of page rate. Next thing is outranking share. As we have learned, outranking share means when your ad and your competitors ad both are displaying on SGRP, how many times your ad outranked your competitor, means how many times your ad got displayed on top of, in higher position of your competitor. This is known as outranking share. So how often your ad ranked higher in auction than another advertiser's ad. Okay, so this is known as outranking share. How many times your ad displayed in top position when compared to your competitor's ad, when both of your ads are getting displayed on SCRP. This is known as outranking share. Here in case of auction sites, you can see what are your competitors, how your ad is getting displayed and all you can see. Okay, so after running for one day or after running for 5 to 6 hours, come here and check once. So go for your search terms. So check whether an ad is getting displayed for proper keywords or not. irrelevant keywords or not. If your ad is getting displayed for irrelevant keywords, add them as negative keywords so that uh, okay, you'll not lose your money. First thing is that you will not lose your money, then you'll ad will get displayed for relevant keywords only. So that's how you should improve your things. You have to check constantly, and so that you'll get some idea how to run all these things and all.